podcast. It's pretty sick. I'll find it. People. I'm already talking to him in the comments. I says, is there anything fast in here? This guy said Ray Whitaker fast because we make fun of Corey saying he lives next door to the Whitakers. Oh, shit. I tell him every week. What Corey say? Can you hear me, E's and B's? Here we are making fun of Corey and the Whitakers. Yeah, everybody can hear us before we start.
What's up, everybody? obviously we got sound issues. I don't know why. I had all the sound turned off. I don't know how y'all could hear it. But this yellow box throws me for a loop every time, I swear. But what's going on, everybody? We're back after a week break. Last week we were getting ready for Dig or Die. I was out of town. Didn't get back till late. But tonight we are on our preview for Cash Days of Kentucky. This is literally one of the most epic races I've looked forward to now since Happy released the date. And then he sent the flyer info to me. So we've got Happy on tonight, guys. He's going to be talking about the race and all that. So we're going to get straight to it. But first, if you've never been to Cash Days of Kentucky, let me tell you, all the horror stories, all that stuff you've heard, nah. That place is legit. That is probably one of my favorite places I've been to. Great people, great facility. Nicest bathrooms ever at a facility. I can't say nothing, like there's nothing bad I can say about that place. I had an amazing time out there in November. Hitting the road Friday morning, headed out there again. So I got a little highlight clip, some good passes from up there, show you kind of what that track can hold, what it can't hold. And then we'll bring Happy in, since he's already started the conversation with y'all anyways. So let me adjust some audio, and here's some clips from the November race, and then we'll bring Happy in. No clue why that was choppy. This damn yellow box is kicking my rear.
That's still awesome, though, man.
I'm gonna blame
That's
it
a
on
cool
Timmy.
clip.
That's all I'm gonna do.
There you go. No, that's a cool clip. That saved by that Camaro's unbelievable.
You won't see that anywhere else. I mean, that was a wreck and a wreck and a wreck and a wreck and a save.
I was this. I mean, right after the first time, it kind of moved around. I was like, "Oh shit!" But he pulled it off. That dude's badass, man. I hope them guys come back. All of that group of guys.
Oh yeah, that car. What was it? Them and the yellow Camaro and the black
Yep,
Camaro. Those three cars were strong.
yep, big time. And then that chop top pickup truck, I believe, was from their same area, and that
Oh
thing was
yeah, yeah.
fast.
Dude,
That
that thing
nitrous
gave
truck.
Freddie everything he wanted.
Yep. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get back down there this weekend. I've been talking with the track owner today. It it's gonna be badass.
Oh,
It's gonna be
I'm
badass,
stoked,
man.
dude.
We're pumped.
I've literally looked forward to this race since we left there, because we kind of left on unfinished business in a way, because we didn't get to finish. So
Yep,
I'm ready to see it finished, completed, in a good race.
yep. We've got nothing but good weather, so I mean, it's we're definitely going to get it off one way or another. Sunday's even beautiful, but all day Saturday, Saturday night's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah,
So it's going to happen.
I got some extra layers packed, because I did see about, what was it, as high as like 58 right now, looking like.
Yep, yep. And it is going to be windy, but we're going to get it in. down in
Sorry
that
about
the
that.
way that's kind of designed, it's kind of down in a like a holler anyway. So I think we're going to be all right.
I think it's gonna be a good show, man. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna look. They say the audio's kind of being dumb again, so I can't win with this stuff. I'm about to. Oh, that's why. Never mind. They ain't heard a
Uh
word you said, Happy.
oh. Oh man, did you have me muted? I'm trying to keep up with comments too. I've got the laptop up and I got my phone up, so
Oh,
I'm
I've
trying to
got
keep up with everything.
iPad. Let's see. I got it on the TV in front of me. Just nah. I'm good. I'm glad I'm good with my regular camera. You know that
Right.
iPhone that I had at Digger Die supposedly.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you're gonna get this stuff figured out. It's awesome. You're doing a good job with it, man. I love this. I
So,
think it's awesome, man. And that clip was killer for the
oh yeah,
people
and
that
I've got
didn't
it.
hear me.
You'll actually see it on Facebook too tomorrow. I've got a version of it for Facebook to put up tomorrow.
Cool.
So
Very cool.
Happy?
Yep,
It's
we've
your
got some
race,
killers
man.
coming too. I mean,
What?
there's some killers. I've already got cars in town. I've actually had had one guy's car here at my house all week. He drops it off Monday because he's working here in town. He's like, "Man, do you mind if I go ahead and bring my car by?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then all the sponsors that reached out to me, and it's amazing. I'm blessed. This is going to be awesome, man. You know, the pots are big before the first car rolls in.
And that's what I like, man. It's just a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of good money on the line at this race. It's not just no 100% payback, nothing like that. It's good money on top of this spot.
Yeah, the first one was crazy. I did something that was kind of unheard of, and I actually had people upset with me. I mean, like I had some other promoters and stuff upset, but I had 36 cars at $300 a piece. And you do the math on that. What is that? Um, 36 times three. We're looking about 11,000 or so,
Yeah.
12,000 ish, something like that. I paid 31,000 for a small tire. I mean, that was
Like,
just unheard of.
how can you go to other races knowing there's no money on top and pass by something like that?
Exactly. No, I agree, and I'll always now. Obviously, I'll never. I mean, I'll probably never be able to do another payout like that again. I had some crazy sponsors wanting to jump on board with that very first time, but I mean, this year we're probably. I don't know. I'd have to go over the list, but we're $5,000-6,000 worth of sponsorships right now before anybody ever pulls in, and I put every dime on top of the pots, every single penny.
Dude, that's
And I'll
crazy.
also add my own money, my personal money this weekend. I'll add it on top of the pots. I just want to see a badass race. I love
I,
the facility. It's fairly local to me, as you know. I mean, it's not that far from my house, so it's almost a home track for me. And the feeling of that track, I just love it.
and, I'm the same way when it comes to that stuff. Like my race, literally just we just put 5 grand on top.
Yep.
That's a respect that you're not gonna find with a lot of these guys. Is we love this enough, we're putting our own personal money up.
Yep, for sure.
But you
I
you
mean,
know
and
me. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
there's so many out there. I mean, there's so many people out there that don't, and I get it. But just the way I look at it, man, the racers what puts on the show. We're all gonna make something at the end of the day, you know. And I would rather make a little bit and have a badass race than a lot of it and be greedy and have a half-ass race. That's
I'm the same way. I mean, I would rather. I don't know how you say this, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I'll lose money before I make the racers or the fans feel like they lost out.
sure, without a doubt.
So,
Yeah.
Happy, and my wing it style on this. So we're just winging it tonight on this, man.
Oh yeah, me
This is
too,
about
man.
you and your race. So, last year when I came down, just so everybody knows, they are 1 hour behind normal Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So don't be like me and think you got to rush to the gate at 8 o'clock and you're actually an
Yep.
hour early from the gates.
Exactly. Yeah, they call that slow time. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
what, like us where I live, and I only live about an hour and 20 minutes, but they call that slow time, then we're on fast time. That's the difference in Eastern and Central. I don't know. I guess it is slow time.
What does I tell people from over there? I say I'm from the future.
Right, exactly.
But I can tell y'all from firsthand experience, just pulling through that gate, like the road to get to it. Houston described it
Yep.
best last night. He's like, it's an old back road, like you're going to a hunting camp, and then
Yep.
this dragway just appears to the right, and you roll in this place, and it's like, wow, because this
It
is
is.
not something you expect to be in the middle of the woods in the back of Kentucky.
Yep. It's crazy. The very first time, even the very first race transpired is obviously everybody knows we're always street racing. We're trying to find new places to street race. And I started hearing rumors about this guy that owned a farm, and he had poured a concrete stretch out in the middle of his farm and was wanting to do street races. So I was like, how do I get a hold of this guy? And it was like rumors. Like nobody really knew if it was true, even knew who this guy was, didn't know nothing about it. So I done some digging, finally figured out who the guy was, and got his number and everything. Was like, hey man, I wouldn't mind riding down, checking out this spot, and seeing maybe putting on like an illegal legal street race. Since it's on your property, it'd be private property. We wouldn't have to deal with the cops.
Mhm.
Well, when I got down there, it's like a full-fledged drag strip. I was like, holy shit, man, like this is badass. And he goes, no, like as soon as we open, this is what I wanted to build. I wanted to build a drag strip, and now it's unreal. I guess it's been open now like a year and a half,
Yeah.
and
And
I mean what he's done there is unbelievable.
and this will make your fourth one, right?
Fourth race, yep,
Okay.
yep.
Because I'm pretty sure everybody knows the epicness and the craziness of the first one,
Oh yeah,
and this place is nothing like it was on the first one at all.
nothing. And I mean, like guys were struggling to go 750s on the first one, and it got a bad rap because everybody was like, who in the hell would do a polished concrete surface drag strip? Well, for some that knows, some of the best radial tracks out there are a real slick finish. Well, my dumb ass asked him, hey, you care if we put on a for real no prep, event here? And he's like, come on, let's do it. Well, it was wild. I mean, guys were struggling to go 80 mile an hour on that surface. It was slick as glass. I mean, it really was. I think the very first event we had 11 wrecks, and I hated seeing it, but I even stopped the race. I think we sent 5 or 6 pairs, and I stopped and I said, hey, do you guys want us to spray some glue down? I'm going to take a vote. And everybody was like, hell no, this is what we signed up for. And I was like, y'all are crazier than hell. Like, y'all got bigger balls than I got, because I'd be a nervous wreck. And they said, no, this is what we want to do. And I was like, well, all right. And the guy that won went 685 at, I think, 83 mile an hour, went 680, $31,000.
I
That was
mean,
Chris Rankin.
watching it, like, this is before I knew y'all and just knew about the race. And I'm
Yeah,
watching video clips, Snapchat clips, all this. I'm like, oh my God.
it was
But at the
unreal.
same time, it's like, I have to get there. I've got to go to this place.
It was unreal. I mean, it really was. And it scared me. I mean, I was a nervous wreck. After the first couple of pairs went down, I was like, oh shit. And I even looked over at Limpy and I was like, oh shit. He's
Yeah.
looking at me kind of shaking his head. And I mean, I was a nervous wreck. So, and that's why I stopped it. I was like, hey, like, I know everybody's here. I know where everybody's paid, but we can come up with something. We can do something else. We can prep this surface. We can do whatever you guys want to do. We can even go to the street at this point. And they were like, no, this is what we signed up for. And then the next one, they started going into fives because they ran some test and tune events. And then the last one I just had, it's fast. And
Yeah.
they
If my
went real
choppy,
fast.
if my choppy ass video wasn't so choppy, y'all would have seen how fast. We'll play it again. I'll re-put it on here. We'll see what happens. But hold on, let
I
me
think
see.
somebody this weekend, too, I keep telling everybody, and I've even made a couple of posts on it on Facebook. I believe the track record on small tire will be broke this weekend. I hate telling times because I hate people to think now like, damn man, it's fast. I don't have a chance. But I honestly think there'll be some 4-second passes on a no prep surface.
Just me personally, even if guys don't think they do, one little move, that fast car
Yes.
is screwed. I
Yeah,
mean,
and I
there's
try
no
to
room for
explain
error
that
on those
all.
guys.
Sure. Like, and I explain that all the time. You got a car that goes 5.0s and he pedals it twice. That 5.0 car just went 5.40s. And a lot of people don't understand it. They're like, oh man, he can go, 5.0s or he can go 5.10s. But a couple pedal jobs and you're right beside him and you're 5.50 ride.
I
I
mean,
mean,
take for example, Freddie. I mean, you saw how loose he got. That truck was coming back on him. I mean,
sure.
any little
Yep.
bit of air, and you're in trouble there.
Yep.
Not as in
And that made me
wreck,
nervous
but
too, even with Freddie. Like he
yeah,
made me nervous getting out there on the side. I was like, oh shit. But now, like, that's brushed concrete on the sides and cars are actually getting traction and stuff over there too. So
yeah.
it's going to be badass, man.
And like we've talked about, even this last one, they had the hay bales. All that stuff's gone. It's
Yep.
legit now.
Yep. No more hay bales. He did want to do concrete walls from the 660 all the way to the end of the shutdown. Well, once they priced it, it was expensive. So they went in and did guardrail from the finish line all the way to the end of the return, of the
Yeah,
shutdown area. So it is guardrail now. And then they made some dirt mounds behind the guardrails in the shutdown for even a little extra safety barrier, but there's no more hay bales, none of that. It's all gone. And it's brand new. I
yeah.
mean, the track's brand new. He's going to keep making improvements. I mean,
Well, it's like I said,
the,
Rome wasn't built in a day. So
exactly.
he is doing a lot that a lot of these guys haven't seen yet. And I think, and I'm not just tooting my own horn on this, but my video showed these guys like, hey, this place is a lot safer than what y'all are making it out to be.
Sure. It's way safe. I mean, I like stuff happens at every one of these events. This past weekend I was at Edgewater, probably one of the safest, widest, nicest facilities out there. Quarter mile, amazing. The track's wide. It's been a sanctioned track for years. There was a couple mishaps. A couple cars got loose and stuff happened. Our last event, we had one accident. And as soon as the guy got out of the car, he come up to me and he said, "I'm sorry, Happy." And I was like, "For what, man? I'm just making sure you're all right. Like, are you good?" He said, "Yeah, I'm fine." He said, "I just stayed in it a little long and I jammed the brakes and I still had another 600 feet of shutdown."
The Corvette,
The
that
Corvette.
guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that could have happened to anybody. It was just a
Anybody.
misjudgment. Anything.
Yep. Yep.
And
And without that, our last event, I mean, would have been successful with no
yeah,
altercations at all.
I mean,
You
that
know,
was it. Other than the massive old down, which
the
me and my stance on old downs after the 2 weekends ago.
yeah, I'm
Hey,
with you.
are we gonna push in tech if it's got an LS? Two diapers.
Right. Right. And a belly pan.
In
Jeez,
fact, just
I know, man.
encapsulate the whole motor in a bubble.
I know, and it scares me because I know again this weekend with that surface being as fast as it is now, there's guys that's going to be letting it all hang out. And that's
Oh,
exactly what I said at your race. Those guys were going for it.
and you know, it's like we said, that's going to be really your definition of front side versus backside.
Yep,
These front side guys, dude, they're going to throw some power at, it, and it's going to get crazy.
yep,
But you know, and watching this past weekend on the backside dig or die, me and Houston got talking. It's like, man, it's just turned into extension, no launch, extension, and they're doing some dancing, but it's nothing crazy. The
right.
front side is getting crazy with these guys wanting to throw that power at and get crazy with it.
Yep, it is, man. And I mean, the different setups in the cars, everything. You know, I mean, like this weekend, this track's going to hold some power, without a doubt. I guarantee it. Like I know somebody will go in the fours, and that'll be a track record. Right now, it's 5.0s. So there's nobody doing that type of stuff on the backside. We
No,
know
no.
that. You know,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I think they're
it's
getting
not.
fast, but
They are.
that's not that fast.
No. And the reason I was watching the show last night too, and I was trying to comment as much as possible. I heard you say that the backside's not really falling off, but you're hearing less and less and less about it. And my thing on that, my outlook though, is there's only a certain amount of backside you can run,
Hmm.
and they're all getting faster. So the guys that was very first doing it with a slower car when they had a chance, now, like 90% of the field's ducks, 10% of the guys got a chance of winning.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you on that. And I'm not saying that's what there may have been a little less cars or anything, but you know, it seems like I think July will pick up, but
Yeah,
I don't know how to really put it. I'm trying to think the words on this. Both are going to have really good places this year, but it's like
yeah,
you said, the places you can actually go backside at is dwindling down. So
sure.
it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a
Yeah,
good
and
thing
with
because it's
that,
going to help. Yeah.
with that, they're getting faster. You keep running these same backside places, they're going to get faster and faster and faster and faster. And the original guys that was out there doing it got less of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know my very first race, anybody had a chance to win because it was just ridiculous. I mean, it was whoever figured it out, how to get down it. But
Well,
now it's going to take a pretty fast car.
it's like with any form of racing, power management, like the actual power adders, all this, it's all evolving. It's all getting better than what it was. I mean, a
Sure.
street style car was very competitive in the small tire stuff back probably 4 or 5 years ago. I think this is
Yep.
actually what we got talking like Jarrett's car, Willie Dynamite, when it was just LS Nitro. Ugh, sorry, LS Nitrous. It was a killer, and now I don't know if that combo could even make it past first or second round. I
Right.
mean, like the craziness they did with that car, and you've watched other cars get built up on the backside. I mean, I don't know. It's
Yep.
just it's getting really fast for what it should be,
Sure.
and front side's going to do the same thing. God, look at Lyle and those
Yeah.
guys at Shady Side. That was
Yeah.
stupid. I mean, just watching those guys roll out.
Yep.
What was it? I got talking to David that helps out Lyle, and he was telling me about the issues and everything they were having at Shady Side.
Yep.
And just thinking, like, God, if they didn't have those issues and he would have been able to smack it on that buy run, oh, God.
Exactly. I would
But
love to see like that car and him with his knowledge and crew and everything like come out this way and try some of these front sides out here. I mean, because that,
I'm
that dude's bad.
I'm really surprised he wasn't at Cincy because 10
Yep.
grand free entry. Wow. I mean,
Yep.
that's a good kickoff right there.
Sure. And a good front side.
Yeah, and I got to make it out there myself because, the 10 Soldier guys and all them, they made the haul to mine. I got to make a haul out to theirs. So,
Awesome guys. Love working with them guys. And they even told me this weekend, they said, man, we would have Charlie Brown on the property for your event this weekend if we had Pistons. Everybody, we're still right there on the borderline of people getting their stuff out. And I've talked to a few and they haven't had enough test time, but the ones I talked to,
yeah, he's already in my way. And then,
yeah, this guy.
God, two of them in my way already. I'm telling you, I'm carrying a pocket full of rock, and bam!
It's hard seeing around David, poor guy. He's on the starting line. Sometimes you gotta, you need an extra arm to reach out there and get
Hey,
around him.
there's at least two of my videos. you see the cars come out of the mullet.
I love messing with that dude. Hopefully he found one.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets his car ready and together. I seen he was needing a new Holly Dominator and a plug or something. So hopefully, I don't know. I was hoping he gets his stuff lined out. I'm excited to see that car run.
Okay, I just seen somebody said Lyle just moved last weekend, so he was tied up. So Ohio got off easy last weekend.
Hey, he's a bad dude. I'd love to see him here in Kentucky this weekend. I mean, the pot's going to be good, money's going to be good. I don't know how far he travels, and I know he's got a busy schedule. But honestly, I think there's competition out this way for guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, is the Prestons? Have you heard anything from them? Because I know
Yeah,
they were flying last year out there on that, man.
yeah. I think they're going to have. I think they're going to have a killer this weekend. But you
Anything they
catch them
bring,
early.
killer.
Anything they bring, no matter where they go, front, backside, wherever. You know, them guys, they're badass. I give them props.
Yeah, and dude, who else was it? Well, we know Jeff's still down right now. I don't think he's got his car finished yet. Because you're sitting there thinking
Yeah,
about the final three going in. We had the Prestons, Jeff. I know I just seen on Facebook, Freddie's on the dyno. So
yep. He's good.
good,
He's
good.
good and ready. Yep, I spoke with him. He said the car's still making power. He was nervous about putting it on the dyno, but I guess he heard it maybe at Shadyside.
Yeah, he told me they had to go back over it. I don't I don't know if it was hurt down there. That's what I'm guessing, or when they went and tested. I think he tested right after that at English Mountain. So I'm
Gotcha.
not too for sure, but I know he was fighting it at Shadyside. He had a little bit of a time down there, and I know when he ran Lyle, it looked like it came around better out of the hole. But yeah,
Right. I had somebody reach out to me yesterday too. They're from he was from Jacksonville, Florida, had a Pro Charge Dodge Dakota.
oh
And it's
shit.
like a full chassis style truck. I've never seen it. And me and him messaged back and forth for 20, 30 minutes. He said, I'm keeping a close eye on the weather, but I think we're rolling. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
like, all right.
what is it? I looked at the weather, and it does show a chance of rain on Friday. And if it rains
Yep,
Friday, oh well, just washes the track off, makes it a little more no preppy.
exactly.
I
Yep,
mean, it rained all day Friday in North Carolina. What did we do Saturday? We raced.
exactly. Yep. I've already talked to Jeremy, the track owner. He said first thing Saturday morning, the big thing's just making sure it is dry if it does rain Friday. And he's actually got a Zamboni now, so we
Oh,
can
great.
vacuum. So if there's puddles or something, now if we have an oil down, we can go out there, clean it up with the
Oh,
Zamboni. Totally, they're getting their stuff together, man.
that's
But if
a quarter of the time cleanup now with a Zamboni.
Yep, that's huge. And I told him, I was like, man, that is a great investment. But we can vacuum up any water Saturday morning, blow it. We're good. We are going to run over it with the drag a couple times, just make sure it's clean, and
Oh
we're
yeah.
going racing.
And just anybody watching, he said they're gonna drag it. It adds zero stick. That's just
Exactly. Just
cleaning
to
it
clean it.
off, pushing in the
That's it.
rubber, gets all the bad off of it. No stick
Yep.
at all added.
Yep. And you almost have to, because that drag will even get in the crevices and stuff and pull dirt, dust.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want guys out there in a dust bowl. So I mean,
No, no.
I do want to and I mentioned it to Jeremy too. I wouldn't mind spraying the shutdown. So if
Oh,
there
that's
is any
safety right
dust,
there.
yep. And it'll hold the dust down for one, plus add a little bite to the shutdown area, you know, for the guys to get shut down. But there shouldn't be no problem. We got 1,320 feet.
Oh, if you can't get stopped there, there's a lot of tracks y'all don't ever need to go to. I mean, that's why I tell people
Exactly.
they see the videos and stuff, and you see the edge of the concrete and it goes downhill. There's a ton of shutdown after that. Just hit the chutes and roll. Look at this. Hell no. I done seen the Genesis. I'm going to be one this weekend.
When I messaged you last night to turn your mic up just a little bit, I was like, well, hell, he can't turn up his mic any. The beard's in the way. The beard's covering the mic.
That's let's see, right here.
I seen you take it off. You looked at it there too. I was done.
Oh man, something I'm learning about this stuff is it's like a race car. You're constantly working on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Hey, will you send? Hold on, I got Mom over here now. She's
uh
folding merch. She's
oh,
getting the campers ready. She's getting all of her merchandise ready. But now I've got Chris Lane's on the way, the Fist Pumper 5000.
oh
He's on the way to my
yeah.
house now. He said, I'm going to catch you while you're on live. I was like, you
I
asshole,
was
you
texting him
would.
a few ago and asking him about everything that's going on the weekend because he's like, he's that close. I was like, dude, just tell him you got the flu or something and sneak down.
Right. I know he's right here. I mean, he ain't 15 minutes from my house working at the truck show. So I was like, man, come on.
The beard and the hair go together, man. Let's see.
Send Chris Lane our address.
Let's see. You got personal miles now? Happy?
Happy needs to show the crowd his personal clothing. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I need to send you that picture so you can post it up here.
Oh
Gee,
god.
Benese.
But all right, we've been talking small tire. We've got
Yep.
gangster 26s this weekend. What's our
I
26s looking like for the weekend?
I tell you what, I've had a few guys send me pictures with 26s like in the back of their car where they just went and picked them up or the bed of their truck. I love 26-inch 8.5 tire racing. Back when it was hot and it was a thing, like I loved it. It was kind of I mean, the guys were fast. I can't sit here and say that the guys that couldn't really run in small tire, that was a home for them. It was just a wild ass class. All of them guys always were wheeling, like it was just a gangster class. And I feel like there's a home for it in the no prep world. So I want to give it a shot.
Well, no, we were in the hotel. What was it? Friday night before I got sick, and this dude's over here turning closed captioning on. I'm like, "Are you deaf?"
I think
Trevor,
there's a
come
home
on.
though for 8.5 racing. Yeah, I really do. And it's not a 26-10.5, it's a 26-8.5. And I think, the guys up north in Chicago, they always used to run a 26-10 or a 26-10.5, and there wasn't much difference. But you stick these cars on an 8.5, and that's a difference.
Well, it's like we just had Limited Street at Shadyside, and seeing those guys come up on a 26.85, it's a bicycle tire. I mean,
It is.
there's nothing to.
It
And
is.
different from what you'll see this weekend, because those guys will be on slicks, but these were the radials. But the times those tires are capable of, what you can actually do on those tires.
Yep.
Wait, oh. What you think, Happy?
Come on.
They're coming from Canada if they come.
Come on.
So, are they allowed to put maple syrup down and do burnouts in?
They can. It's pour your own puddle.
See,
I just don't want water. No water. Because I don't, water and all the glues, they just don't mix. But
see, I didn't know that last year. I didn't know it was pour your own puddle. I didn't pay, I guess, attention. I was kind of
yep,
staying back, David Biggs blocking my view.
exactly.
I didn't know it was pour your own puddle until I went to edit the videos.
Yep. And people still, a lot of people ask me, they're like, hey, it's front side. Why don't you just make it 100% water? Water to me is one, it's consistent. So the track's going to get better as the day goes on, extremely better with water. And you know exactly what it's going to be. My theory and my outlook on the pour your own puddle is it almost keeps you guessing on the starting line
Mm-hmm.
because after you mix all these different glues, the starting line almost gets gooey. It'll get slick instead of like with water, the track will get good and tight. Where with all these different glues, Sometimes, I mean, it's worse. Yes, you can put an 8.5 on a 12.
We can do some stretching. That would be a perfect class for the Zephyr. You
You
know,
can put an 8.5 on a 12.
I really hope it takes off just for the fact I'd like to see it at KD, other places
Yep,
that y'all are doing races. I think the 26 class is really your next evolution in small tire no prep.
I agree. You know, it's been year. When's the last time you seen cars really run on a 26 8.5 slick? Not a 235, you know, but an 8.5 slick.
You know, it's probably, we're going to go back thinking.
It's been a
Back in
while.
the days, I mean, I think when Duck had 26s, the 26.85 down there, might have been then, probably last
Yep.
time, because
And
who
really,
was
one
it?
of the only things that I remember that was no prep was COTS. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it goes all the way back to COTS running the 26 8.5s on no prep, and nobody's really done it since. And it just kind of died off. So I figure, hopefully by the end of the year, I'm going to do 26 8.5 at every event that I'm a part of, and I want to see it grow. I've talked to the guys at 10 Soldiers. They would actually like to make a rule set where I'm allowing anybody to put a 26 8.5 on. They want to actually make a difference between 28 10.5 and 26 8.5 and do a set of rules. So I'd like to sit down with them guys, talk about it, discuss it, and try and come up
We,
with something.
you've been to 10 Soldier, right?
Oh yeah,
That limited 235 championship plaque. Yeah, I made that.
yep,
Those guys
I've
know
seen it.
they're small tire. They're super small tire.
Exactly, they do. So I mean, as soon as I posted it, they were interested. You know, they were like, "We haven't seen this type of racing in a long time." But I just
Oh.
think there's a home for it. It did happen.
Which
Hey, that was a hell
DSM?
of a
I
race
must have
there.
missed this.
It's gray, and it was at Edgewater.
Oh.
Yep, it's a gray one. I think it's on 425s. And I tell you what, that car is fast. It made a lick. And I mean, they even knew it coming up. You know, they were like, man, we're going to have to make a lick to outrun this car. And he pedaled it a couple times, and that's what it took.
Now, did Smokey do any drifting, or did he keep it good?
It went straight. They,
Good, good,
they
good.
finally, yeah, they done some suspension tuning, and the car went straight. They were having a problem with it bouncing, but the second pass, they got that bounce out of it. And that DSM actually had its hands full. Zach had to pedal it a time or two, and then that was just enough.
Now I know they said they're bringing what is it, Doc Holiday this weekend?
Yep.
Good,
Yep.
good,
They've made a
good.
converter change and stuff with it, so they're going to try and get a handle on that car.
Which I seen Uncle Jeff hooked them up with some good suspension for Smokey.
Yeah. Yep. They're changing the front struts, changing rear shocks. I wouldn't be surprised to see that car also. I don't know. Yeah, it
But
wasn't too bad though. They were actually doing. It looked
that,
better this past weekend at Edgewater than it did at in the Carolinas.
and I was trying like the whole time. Wait a minute. Speaking the truth, I was on a 26.85.
There you go.
uh, I was trying to watch your feeds and try to keep up with everything, like going to do angles and all that, and being slumped over, dying. I mean, I wanted to catch. I wanted to go and look, I guess, for some videos. I haven't really caught up with the Edgewater race. I just know who won the basics like that, but
Right.
I need to find a
Yeah.
video on it and sit down and watch it.
I don't know who really covered it really good. I know Team Meatball's got their video out. It's good when it's got in-car cam and stuff of the race with the DSM. So
Okay.
that's a good one to watch to catch up on that one race for sure.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, like, I try to get catched up. Oh, I try to catch up on YouTube, but it's hard because I'm constantly doing something.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm about to get one of those, what is it, the Magic Box. So while I'm going down the road to a race and trying not to hit anybody, over here like, hey, who won that? Oh, God.
Yep. I'm the same way. Same way, man. When we're traveling, I got my phone up on the windshield, and I'm usually watching somebody's feed or live or something.
So
I'm same way.
we'll keep going down the class list. True Street, which I don't know why
I
don't have this up.
stole that from you.
Yeah, I'm
Yep,
curious
I
to
took
see
that
how
from
it
you.
does down there. I mean, that's a pretty good rule set. There's about 4 or 5 races, different ones using it now. So,
Yep.
which I got to make some adjustments. I'm gonna if we do go back on the backside with it. I kind of let some stuff out last night about that, but I want to see how it does on the front side this weekend with y'all this weekend.
I I think there is a huge home around here for that because there's so many cars still locally to me that have never cut their car up. They've never cut them up, put four links in them, put ladder bars in them. There's still so many true stock suspension, carpet, door panels, roll up and down window cars around here that don't come out and run small tire because they're running guys with cut up, lightweight, specific built cars. So I think that around here, and I've actually had a lot of guys come up to me and say, if you keep this class, we're actually going to build a car for it. So I was like, cool, man. And that's what I want to see.
Well, you need that separation between the street cars and the race cars. I mean, we're
Yep.
seeing a lot of small tire make some plates, some insurance, turn some lights on, and fall into the small and fall into the street class. So
Yes.
we got to work on doing some differentiating with that. And that
Yes.
rule set I got, it's still a little loose. I need to tighten it
Yes.
up a little bit, but I think a few changes get it to
Yep.
where we get the methanol out, just make it an E85 or
Yep.
race gas, something more towards the budget guy. Not really
Sure.
budget, but
No, I get it. I see what you're saying.
now that's something I'd like to see.
Yep. I really do feel like there's a home for it in this. That's why I want to try it. I mean, I've had a couple guys reach out to me and it's like, man, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard of, putting an 8.5 down some of these tracks. But I feel like on a front side, there's a home. There's definitely a place for it. Now, backside racing on an 8.5, that'd be some sketchy shit.
Now I
But
know the digger dies are gonna do it. I just don't know which exact track they're doing it at, or if it's gonna be.
really,
Yeah, they're gonna do it. So
oh,
I'm
hell
kind of
yeah, cool,
curious on how that's gonna go.
very cool. I really want to see that grow. I mean, and a lot of people and some other people that I've talked to as well, they said, I think that's gonna be our break on small tire. We're just gonna do small tire, and then we're gonna do like super smalls, 26.85, and that'll be our cut. But I think there's still that's why I really like your True Street rules. I think there is a place for two different classes on 28s, and that's why I really like that. I think there should be an all out class. I think there should be a class more for, yeah. I think there should be a 28-inch tire class for more, like you say, like a budget friendly style class. But then I
Mhm.
think there's a full time home for 8.5 racing. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think even we'll get to the point of there's a possibility of having 8.5s, something centered in that area too for a streetcar style. But I'd like to keep that if we're gonna go that limited with those guys, something more of like even tighter than what the rule said I set you, and even what we're kind of discussing with it now. I don't know. I'm going to think on it. I've got so many class ideas. I just
Yeah,
not enough races to put them to.
sure. I'm gonna definitely stick with this for a little bit for right now and just see. And I think by the end of the year, I think by the fall race, again, Cache Days of Kentucky, with all the races this year and some guys switching over to 26s, I think 26s will be big
Mhm.
in the fall. And then I think the True Street class, I like it. And I would even make changes too, work with you on it, tighten it up a little bit. And I definitely like that on fuel.
Well, the one class I would like to see get added to the file one is I've got some late model rules, and
Yeah,
we got cars that fit it. I can get some cars to travel. I think a late model class would even complement this pretty good.
I do too. And I do want to do some index classes as well. And I like the way yours was set up, but then how me and you talked on, like, I want every time you show up for an index race, I want the number to be random. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to draw a chip out of the bag with a random number on it, and that's what you're going to run. And it'll be within 3 or 4 tenths of what most people normally run. If they run 650 or they run 750, I want to go from like 625 to 665, and we draw a chip, and that's what you're going to dial in for the day. Just throw everybody off.
Just in case anybody for the Shady Side races are listening, that's coming.
Man, I really like that. Like, and I've talked to other people about that too, and that's been mentioned before, and I think it's a really good idea, and I think it would keep people guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's cars out there that can run 650 or 750, since that's been the staple number
Mm-hmm.
for years. There's guys out there that do it like clockwork. It's hard to beat them, but you throw them off just a little bit, and this weekend you got to run 740. That's a big difference,
Where
and I
was
think
it?
that's cool.
I think it was Holly Springs, Huntsville. I can't remember if it was Main Street or what they called it, but it was 515, 525, 535. And those guys, they didn't know until the day of. And, that makes you actually have to work on your program, which I think they got qualifying runs or something like that. But you take that type and put it off the trailer, man, that makes you think on your stuff. You got to start tuning.
For sure. Yep. It'll totally change it up. I was talking to Jason, with Tin Soldiers and them about different stuff this weekend, and I like the index racing, but I think I almost need a 2-day event in the fall. Once I start adding other classes, we'll make
Mm-hmm.
it a 2-day event, run certain classes on one day and then certain classes on the following day. But I like the index racing. I think there's a home definitely for it in no prep world also. I just got to get it all together.
I've had guys they got mad about it because they're like, I'm faster than that and this and that, and I'm just like, I'm just trying to do something that will give guys that's got something in that range somewhere to race at, so they're not
Yep.
just sitting at home. They don't feel like.
Yep.
I'll put it this way: when I was running street car stuff, I had a 650, 660 at one point, and I was having to run cars that went 530s, 520s that were street cars. They made the cruise. They did everything they're supposed to do, but
Yep.
it's hard. I'm a racer. I'm just going to go. Anything can happen, whatever. A lot of people don't have that mentality. So I found
Sure.
I'm like, this is a way that I can control it and
Yep.
give these guys a place to race. I mean,
Yep.
you won't, if there's no cars there, there's no show, there's no reason for us to be here. So
Yep.
if it takes something
Exactly.
like that to make the cars get there, help everybody out, why not?
Exactly. And I mean, I'd love to have a 2-day event. It makes me nervous because I'm stressing right now just trying to get everything together to do a 1-day deal. But I do want to turn this into a 2-day deal. I want to keep it going. I want to see it grow. I want to see new classes. Obviously, that's why I'm doing the 26s again,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm adapting your True Street stuff. I think there's a home for it around here, and I just want to see it keep going. Eventually, small tire with open rules, it's going to get to where there's
It's going to be
10, 11,
fast
12
and
cars coming. It's super
it's going to be
fast. There's
tough.
going to be a small car count because everybody is scared. So you give everybody a home, a place to race.
He gets it.
Exactly. Yep. Right on
Jeremy is
top of the head.
100 on
And
that,
I would
man.
even do, like, I would run one index class. Say we did a Friday and Saturday, or however we broke it down. I would run one of the index classes on Friday, one of the
Mm-hmm.
index classes on Saturday, instead of putting them both on one day just for that, you know, because you get later on in the rounds, you need cars going down the track while small tires cooling trainees
Mm-hmm.
down, getting it, getting everything turned around, filling bottles, whatever they're doing. So
And
I'm going to do it.
if anybody's been to your program or my program, you need that cool down time because when we say 30 minutes, we say 30 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
get
I
up here.
mean, yep, yep. And that's, and some people don't like some people don't like
Hey,
there's
crack 'em.
some racers out there that don't like being pushed all the time like that, but we got to run a tight ship.
So, just got to get this in. That DSM pulled the repo on Zach this weekend.
Oh shit. Damn it, man.
Oh, and you see, I've kind of got a thing with this that I carried a rule in
That's a good
with
idea.
that street racer class. There is a
Hmm.
rule written in it that says this is a street car style class. If you're told to hot lap, you're hot lapping. There's no complaints. It's part of the race.
You know what? Later rounds, instead of running everything in order this weekend, if need be, we may have to do that. We may run True Street back to back and give small tire and 26s. That that
Which,
that I mean, may have to do it.
I mean, we haven't talked about yet, but one of my favorite classes too this weekend to see again is hard tire. That
I love it.
Kentucky shows out when hard tire.
They do. Yep, they do. And I've got some sponsor money to stack on top, so I really think hard tire is going to be big because them guys normally don't run for much money.
No,
And I think the $100 entry normally they don't run for that. They like $50 and $75 entry, and I get it because that's supposed to be the basic class, the
mm-hmm.
basic entry class, entry level. But I think we're close to $1,000 we're stacking on top of hard tire
What,
before the first car comes in.
dude? That's big. Those guys
It's
are
huge.
Jesus. Those guys are awesome. Like, I know it's not small tire, not this, but you guys gotta realize they're going pretty fast, and it's a DOT. It's not my drag radio. It's nothing like that. This
Oh
is a
no.
literal off the shelf Cobra, Cooper
BFG,
Cobra,
Cooper
BFG.
Cobra. Yep.
I mean, what was it? Not Turkey Bash, but War in the Woods. Well, not War in the Woods. Where did they have them? No, we didn't have them at Slugfest. War in the Woods, I guess it was. That was my
It's
first real exposure to that Midwest hard tire scene.
hard tire.
Dude, I
Yep.
loved it.
It's gangster. It is, man. It's gangster. And I mean, they've got the capability. Some of them cars are fast.
So, have you seen Pete's Green Ranger that runs hard tire?
Oh yeah.
I can only pray Pete's there. Him and Tom are two of my favorite people to see at a track anytime. Great guys. Those
Yep.
guys are hard tire gangsters.
Yes, they are, man. I've talked to that dude quite a bit. We were in Texas at a race and he showed up and I was like, man, I didn't realize that you traveled this far. And he's like, yeah, if the money's right, blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, I believe he wound up winning that event. I mean, he's badass.
Well, what was it? We did hard tire 2 cash days ago at Shady Side, and I allowed all wheel drive. And Charles with Patches had his Tesla at it, and the guys were giving him fit. He didn't have no easy picks, and he had to run Pete in the finals. And Pete launches. I seen tailgate down, weights on the tailgate, and just
Yep.
carrying it out. And I was
Yep.
like, whew, look at this. Happy. Come on now. That, if anything, I gave him 35.
I'm going to run it pretty tight this weekend. With all the classes and stuff, I'm going to run it pretty tight. I want to keep cars going down the track. That's one of my big things, man. I hate downtime. I get it when
Yeah.
it gets late and and it's getting close to the finals.
Now, you can take about 5 or 10 minutes every now and then, because I do have to jump on the scooter and go to the bathroom. That's what I told Houston.
We got plenty of time for that.
I was like, good God, dude. They were moving so fast. And like, I'm sitting there filming. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And you're looking at the small tire guy say, suit up. I'm like, shit.
I try and be on it, but then too, yeah, he was a winner of ours too.
Dude.
That's who took home the big pot.
That's the Oregon
Damn it,
Trail. Get it
man.
right. Hey, Zach, we can't help it. Y'all ain't got enough gas in the golf cart. You're
Exactly.
losing every cap.
Jeez, poor guys.
I can't catch a break with him, man. Don't worry. Timmy has already texted me. He's got the stack ready. He said, tell him to get the dice ready.
Oh, there'll be guys gambling for sure this weekend. All kinds of gambling. They'll have cards out, dice out, and I like that. I like that feel. I like it.
I already told him, I'm like, Timmy, I'm only pulling them off of you once.
Damn it, man. I see people, they're leaving comments on YouTube. I've got it up so I can read comments. But there's a guy, he said he totally run 26s. And I really think there's a home for it, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I don't see why people wouldn't want to. I mean, now, are you allowing people to double up? Like, well, I guess Trevor asked it. If they're on a 26, can you jump in small tire too?
Yep.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
You're going to have to turn your car around quick, but for sure. Poor guy.
oh god, I don't know if
Damn it,
Timmy's ever
man.
been this deep into Kentucky. So, it's like I said, I'm telling him
He's
like,
in for a treat.
look, you gotta be good. Don't be stirring no pot down here.
He's funny, man.
Oh man, that dude, he's die hard. See, I got to deal with him here in 2 weeks. When we go to Full Tilt, we got RC racing the night before, so
Awesome.
I get to tune. I guess I'm gonna help him with his VXL card until we get to the finals. So, because in the finals I'm gonna put a gap on his ass. So
There you go. And that's another thing. Like, man, I love doing the RC cars at like Turkey Bash. We had a ball. There was a bunch of guys, and I would love. Oh boy, I'd love to have RC car class too.
I'm down for the fall. I have none of that stuff together right now. I've got every single one tore apart.
Yep. And
So
if we do wind up doing 2 days in the fall, that'll be something we'll add. Like, man, I love that. I like seeing the kids. I'd like to do a Power Wheels race. I mean, there's so much stuff I'd like to do, but I'm trying to do it all in one day. So
it's tough, man. It's like there's
it
more I
is.
want to do with Carolina Cash Days here in the summer, and I've got Friday and Saturday, and I like to leave. I've left Friday as a test day, but you know, I've got what is it? I've got a drag radio class kind of in the works for Friday night of Carolina Cash Days, to where
Yeah.
it's literally just gonna be in no bias, DOTs, no nothing. It's got to not even the no pro brackets or nothing like that. It's got to be DOT stamped drag radial, just because. Why not? Let's add it. Let's see what happens.
Sure. Yep. I like it. And I've even thought about too, like doing a 2 day event, even splitting it up and you run first round Friday night because that totally changes it up. Saturday's a totally different surface, different day, different temperature, different everything.
Now, I know we did second chance for small tire in the fall. Are you gonna do it again this weekend?
Just depends on car count.
Okay.
I hate seeing guys travel and miss a tune up first round and not have a chance to grab some money. So it's just, based on car count, we'll make
And
the call Saturday.
and you were talking about doing the 2 day show. That's where that would be perfect if you're running first round on Friday. Hey,
Yep.
if you get put out, we already know who's out. Saturday morning, second chance buy-in, do the chip draw, go at it.
Yep. For sure.
Finally,
And
get
I think you could divide up a couple classes and run first round Friday night.
mm-hmm.
like 2 of your big classes or something, run them Friday night run test and tune like you normally do on Friday during the day, 6 o'clock, we're going to go in the first round. I love 2-day events. I love them. It stresses me out. I'm just nervous to pull the trigger on it, but I am going to do it.
As a person that's put on a lot of 2-day events, it's stress. I mean,
I know it is.
if you're just doing testing on Friday, no problems.
It's
It's
not
laid
bad.
back. I love it because take it like Saturday morning. We were getting everybody teched in. I was moving quick, doing this. Go up here, get your stuff signed in. Friday, we're already ahead of the game. They're getting signed in. Makes it for an easy Saturday morning.
Yep. I can see that. I mean, you will be a lot less stressful on Saturday for sure.
So, how stressed are these guys going to be when I look at them and I'm like, I'm about to tech y'all this weekend.
It's coming. I've actually had a lot of guys sending me pictures of their car asking already for True Street. Does this fit the rules? And in the pictures, everything looks fine, but we are going to be teching. Figure we pull some guys up there at 11 o'clock and tech that. I'm going to tech hard tire, tech True Street. I mean, I'd like to take everything definitely on safety. Yeah. So, and then everybody can actually drive down the track. I was going to send them down the track, pull back into the pits the way the track's set up, and everybody will get a good look for the guys that's never been there. The surface for one, the shutdown, they can see it. Instead of having to walk it or take their golf cart, just drive down the track.
So, if Mork shows up on brand new tires, you already know where I'm going with this.
I'm going to hand him a measuring tape.
Jesus. No scrubbing.
Right. Poor guy. Well, this weekend he went directly almost across the center line and was all crazy. He's never checked a rollout ever. What? He said, that's just something I never do. Damn. They were 3/4 of an inch off. He said, I never check rollout. He said, they both said 88 on them. I stuck them on, and I'll be damned. They went back there, jacked the car up. He was measuring the tires. One of them was 3/4 of an inch off, and it drove him straight to the center line.
It is crazy.
Against Hate Tank.
That little bit will throw you off that much.
Yep. So, I mean, there was nothing he could do. The tires were already on. So he made a bar change, and after the bar change, he come back and killed everybody 1 second chance. But tires were off. It killed him.
Dude, I hate
And that. I think he probably had Hate Tank's number. What a draw, though. Them guys both from the same area come all the way to a shootout, and then they draw each other first round.
Do we have any confirmation yet on what Hate Tank is actually running under the hood, or is it still as secret as can be?
It's a secret. I think I know, but I don't know. So,
so when Zach and Jody come up to tech, are we taking the hood off?
Small tire stuff, I'm really just going to check for safety. I ain't too worried. I think I know just
dick.
about
I'm trying
what
to get the dick
got.
comment too.
I think I know about what everybody has, but there's a couple out there I still don't know what they run.
Yeah, dude.
Them northern guys, they're bad about that. I mean, them guys, that was big in Chicago back in the day. I mean, didn't nobody know what each other had. They never took the front ends off. They worked on them in the trailer, and that's my background too from grudge racing. That's it.
And I like the secretive and the secret society like that. It's kind of like
I do too.
With street racing, it was a secret society deal. Like it was who needs to know, and that's it. And then it went to hell. It's too social.
It's different now. It is. I mean, that's why I was like, I ain't gonna say I was in the closet because I was never in the closet. Nobody knew what the hell I did for 15 years. Like we didn't tell nobody. We were so secretive about how we street race, where we street race, where we were going, and we traveled the country all those years. And I mean, we were tight-lipped on that shit.
I still have it bookmarked on my laptop. The thread from Yellow Bullet. So how did you cheat when street racing?
Yep.
And just reading some of that,
it's now see, back in the day, I come from a chase as a race. So I hustled everybody on the starting line. And I had a little hustle that I did pretty much every time, and people never caught on to it and never got it. But I don't think anybody ever left on me back when we were racing like that, because I just had a little system that I did, and it would get them in their feelings every time, and it worked.
Oh, that's.
I'll tell my story one day.
We'll tell it not on my feed because I want to hear it. That is something like I was talking to some others about. I was like y'all and others. It's just so cool to hear these older street racing stories and how y'all did things. It's one of those. If I ever get into a legit podcast, not just something like this, it's
Yeah,
what I want to. I want to just focus on doing stuff like go to these guys and just get these different stories, how they did the hustle,
stories.
how they did this stuff. I mean, it's just that stuff
Oh yeah,
intrigues the hell out of me.
I do. I love it, and luckily I get a chance to talk to so many people so often every weekend. And when we're sitting in front of the camper, we talk about stuff and hearing some of these stories. It's it'll blow your mind. I mean, I had a 3-hour conversation the other day with old man Bill, and just the stuff me and him was talking about and stuff that we had done too in the past. It's wild. It's cool.
Well,
I had a
well,
guy yesterday ask me about interviewing me. He said, I'd like to interview you and actually get your whole story and look up old pictures, and it'd be neat.
now, uh, I was talking about when I was telling you about with like Chief and them, and you told me you went out there. Did you
Hmm.
go out there when they did? I think it was 1320 did the cash days, and the Kentucky DSMs went out there. Or did you go out on a separate
Hmm.
time?
No, I
Okay,
was there.
okay. So I've got that DVD. I've got that DVD. I'm going to be
Yep.
watching. It's like I'm finding your ass in there.
Oh yeah, we were out there, and then we actually went. We went before there was cash days,
Mhm.
and I mean that is a whole story in its own. We were on somebody's farm out in the middle of nowhere in Texas, and there was a single wide trailer, and they had a drivers meeting in a barn. Big Chief stood up on a step ladder and got up above everybody and did this chip draw. Well, we're all sitting after the chip draw. We had to wait. We're sitting in the single wide trailer, Indian style, on the floor. At the time, I didn't know these guys, but it's Daddy Dave, Varley, all the old school guys, Sean. I mean, the guys that really, that were out there doing it. There was Goaty Bo, like a lot of people probably had never even heard of him. He was on like the very first season.
Mhm.
But there's so many of the old school guys, and we're all just sitting around in this single wide trailer in the floor, sitting on the carpet, bullshitting, talking. We're talking shit back and forth how we're gonna fuck each other up at night and everything else. And to see where that's went to now, it's crazy. The stories from out we actually had a car from Kentucky went off in the ditch and went up over top of trees and
God.
landed on the back bumper straight up and down. They wound up cutting the engine and transmission out of that car, putting it in an enclosed trailer, and left the rest of the car. Cops come. It was a mess, man.
See, that's really what I want to get into is the old stories, the stuff like that. Cause I know people see the shows now, and that's what they're thinking. Is this? That's not what I want to know. I want to know the old school stuff. That's the
It's
stories I
wild.
love, man.
I've seen some shit like, and then the big. I always talk about Chicago because that was one of the very first places I ever went and seen real street racing. We were in the hood in Chicago, right in front of a fruit stand, and they called the street fruit stand. That's all I knew it by. But we were in the hood, extremely bad. They would race up there with no flag man. Both cars would do a burnout and back up, and best man left first. If it chases a race, no flag
Holy
man.
shit!
So they would set, and if one car don't leave, that other car has to back up, and they do it again. So you would be out there for an hour. One car would jump and have to back up. Then the other car would jump and back up. And they would just, I'm looking at these guys like, holy shit, they're going to run out of gas.
I was about to say,
Like,
how many
how
gas
the hell
tries would
did it?
it take to get this off? I mean,
It was wild. It was
literally. So
wild.
what you're saying is, you just sat there until you felt you wanted to
Yep.
leave. If you didn't like that guy's leave, hold up.
Yep. Best man left first. If
Oh
one
my
car
god.
left and the other car cracked a tire, it was a race. But both cars had to move. Like, it's wild. I never in my life. And then I seen a guy, he was backing up from doing a burnout, had his door open, had his head hung out, and was backing himself up in the tracks. He put it in neutral as he was rolling backwards, threw it in drive, and left. And the other guy chased him. Door
Now,
open, and he's looking backwards.
I've read that one on Yellow Bolt, like somebody doing that. They said,
Yeah,
I got the leave. I just made it, the door's still open, nothing, and then door open, head halfway out, and just hit the gas.
and leave. Yep, that's how he done it. And I seen
See,
it. We've actually got that on VHS tape. I've
for
got
you
so
youngins
much
watching
old.
this, a VHS tape is how we used to get this stuff. Before Street
We got
Fire and YouTube.
exactly, it's VHS. Somebody asked if Fist Pumper 5000 was here. He just walked in the front door. He's standing here
Okay.
looking at me in the doorway.
Okay, I'm ready for him. Get him on camera.
Corey said he's ready for you. He said, "Come on, get him on camera." It's a tight window here that you got to be in. Here.
Oh, hi.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, what? No, you're not. Okay, bye. See ya. Have fun.
Poor guy. I had that waiting.
Of course you did.
Hey, I'm the originator. I made it.
I know. Oh, man.
So, damn, I hate you're not gonna be there this weekend, bud.
I know. It is, but it is what it is. I got stuff to do here in Louisville for the truck show. We've been setting up for the last, let's see, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. For the last 3 days, and my butt's kicked.
I'd say, man, running them convention stuff, man, they're tough.
Yeah, we got a huge booth, so I mean it's like a 20 by 60, I believe it is. So because we have a semi in it, and we've been kind of having to like build everything.
So if y'all don't know this yet, like one weekend of the year is PRI for y'all. Every weekend is now PRI for this guy.
Yep, for sure.
But
well, hopefully see you maybe Friday night maybe or something.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Just depending on when we get there, and I gotta wait on Timmy to get there. So, cause I can't let Timmy loose in Kentucky. You ain't met Timmy yet.
Right.
Wait till you meet Timmy.
Oh boy.
But, hell, well, we got you on here. What do you got coming up for y'all's races wise? You can drop some too. I don't care.
Shoot. Let's see. Let me get my calendar. Hang on.
All right. So
I don't even know
what flyers do I still need to make? We'll put it that way.
Well, you got about 3 more to go, buddy.
I know. I'm on it. I swear.
Yeah. So our official first race is April 22nd. And that's at Dragway 42. It's a backwards style race. And it is a true backwards virgin surface race. That's our first event of the year, which you already made the flyer for. And then
I had it on my phone.
Let's see. Then in May is our first race at Coonley Motorsports Park, which is a front side, and we'll be the first ones on the track for the year. So track has not been touched since last year. So that'll be a good event. And then I'm traveling every weekend after that.
Hey, welcome to the
Literally, I'll actually be in Rockingham the same weekend. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. I'll be in. Wait, what day am I on? Oh yeah.
For people that don't know, he is officially now your Hot Shot Secrets guy. So,
yep.
Not only can he get you like awesome fluids for your vehicle, he's still got the glitter and all that. So he's double fisting you on fluids.
Doing it all, man. Doing it all. But yep, so they're gonna keep me busy. I got Arizona here in 2 weeks, and then I'll be right back into North Carolina the following week, and then in California like in 2 weeks after that.
Damn, that's some traveling right there, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then on top of being home for our own events, so
Now you got to squeak at least July or December back to Dig or Die at least.
that's what I'm hoping for. Usually there's nothing going on in December, so I'm gonna try to make it to Dig or Die in December, and then obviously PRI right after that.
Yeah, it's my goal. I'm gonna make it to PRI this year, just so I can go to one of them fancy. You order an $80 steak, and that's all you get, no side dish.
Yes, it's good. Happy knows it's good.
And I'm gonna tell them, put mine on the Chris Lane tab.
Oh yeah, of course you would. Of course you would.
Hey, y'all gotta understand, me and this dude, we've been to battle together. I mean, we survived the great terrorist attack of Aberdeen.
Yes, we did. God, it was such a wild night.
And then it's like, you get to the track, and nothing's open still because nothing has power. You can't get breakfast, can't do nothing. And it's just, God.
That was terrible, and it was so hot when we slept in that hotel that night.
Oh, that was terrible. I think I took enough medicine to pass out and just make myself sleep.
Yep, I feel that. I feel
I've
that.
had 2 bad Rockingham trips. We had that, and now I had whatever the hell this past weekend. Rockingham's got it out for me.
Yeah, no shit. Oh man, cool. Well, I'll let you get back to Happy Lane Gaze race off here, and we're gonna hang out here in a little bit after this is done. So,
All right. I'm pretty sure there's an $80 steak only place in Louisville. You got that covered.
I hope so.
All right, buddy.
It's going on somebody's
man.
bill. You too, brother. I'll talk to you.
See you, man.
See ya.
That is Chris Lane, everybody. 2 special guests tonight. The pop-up guests.
Exactly. You never know who you're going to find over here. Never know.
So,
Did Matt Rice come with you too? He didn't come. Yeah, we thought we was going to have Matt Rice here tonight as well.
man,
But he said he didn't
everybody's
want to. He
already
didn't want
treating
to come
me in
hang out with
Kentucky.
us.
Matt, dude, I feel for that guy because he had such an amazing weekend at Shadyside, and then Edgewater. Whew.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yep, it did. The car's not bad. It's been out back. We looked at it when he got here. I didn't look at it really hardcore close, but I think suspension-wise, the car's fine. You know, he just got up against the wall and done some body damage, and he'll be all right.
Now, going back to your flyer, the one class we hadn't covered, and we'll get that one here,
Bikes.
is one of the coolest because I've never seen bikes on no prep till I came to Kentucky, and that shit was awesome.
Yep. And really that all goes back. That's where I started, was motorcycles, street racing, and I like the no prep bikes. A lot of people thought I was nuts, but there's not much difference in how fast these bikes go, front side, back side. I mean, these dudes are badass. You know, and with it being front side, they're flying.
And you laughed at me a little bit at the last one because the guys are standing in front of the bikes, and I'm thinking they're just like lining up, doing something, and they take one step away, and those bikes are gone. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yep. Like where we normally lock in a bike or lock in a car with our arms, the way the bike guys do it, they both pull up to the line. They'll have one guy stand in front of each bike, and when that guy steps away, that bike's ready. So as soon as both guys step away, the light can come on at any time. And it's pretty neat, you know, and that's how they do it on the street. They do it on the street around here. A guy will be in the center of the street holding a flashlight, and there will be a guy standing in front of each bike. And when he backs away, so most of the time, the guys standing in front of the bikes, they're looking at each other, you know, and then they're looking also at their rider. And as soon as the rider gives them a nod, they're ready to go. It's pretty cool. It's something different.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've literally never seen before because I'm just used to the bikes at the track, just going off the trees, something like that. But I really like that aspect because A, it looked great on video, but B,
It's cool.
it's just, it was so unexpected. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't nothing, just kind of sitting there, and I'd be like, oh shit, record. Like,
Yeah.
because I heard the revs come up, and I'm like, what are they checking? I mean, I guess it's just a bike thing. Dude, Love it. Now, bikes will always
You
get
don't want to
covered
miss
when I
it.
come to Kentucky.
Yep, it's cool, and I feel like we're going to keep doing the bikes too. I'd like to see it grow. You know, you have some goods and the bads on bikes. Right now, I've heard that quite a few still working on their bikes too.
Mhm.
But the guy that handles the bike stuff for me, he's already put out a list of the guys that's coming. He makes them lock in. Now, all of my car classes, it's show up and race deal. I don't do any lock ins, but he makes the bikes lock in. So it's pretty cool, man. It's going to be pretty badass.
Oh, yeah. And as we're getting ready to close it out, I'll let you go over just any other information you think the guys might need for the weekend. Happy. You know, I got the flyer up here for them, but anything you need to throw
Yeah, and
in,
everything.
any
No,
vendors,
the only
anybody's
thing,
coming.
yeah, I mean, we've got a ton of people coming. I've got a list. Gates open at 8. We're going to do drivers meeting at noon. During the time when cars do get there and get unloaded and get everything checked over, we're going to be teching in cars. I'd like to have cars on the track by 12:45, 1 o'clock. And then after that, you know, we're going to keep it rolling. But Small Tires presented by Just for Fun Motorsports. And then the Gangster 26s is sponsored by Top Notch Electric. Young and Boosted sponsored the True Street class. Team Meatball and Driveway Dumpsters, they sponsored the Hard Tire class. And then, I mean, I've got ATM Innovations, Black Sheep Off Road, E's and B's podcast, of course, Stripper Glitter. Everybody that wins gets a gallon of Stripper Glitter, each class. Jack's Wax, Jets Auto Spa. So the people winning, they get a whole thing of Jack's Wax. This is for Small Tire. And then they get a full detail from this auto spa place. Rocker Prep's going to be on the property, On Tilt Racing. Last but not least, Spooled Media is going to be there. Yeah, we're going to a nice steakhouse tomorrow night. That's probably going to be one of the most expensive dinners I've ever ate before in my life. A steak's $115 just for the steak, and then
Jesus.
sides are like $20 a piece, $30 a piece. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a $300 or $400 bill for me and Mama. Weather's looking killer,
Yeah.
Robbie. Amazing, sunny. It's going to be a little breezy. Last time I looked, in the upper 50s, but sun all day. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
going
I
to be
mean,
good to go. Saturday's going to be great.
it's going to be a good race day, guys. If it's still just March, April, I mean, it's not
Yep. April
summertime yet.
Fools.
There you go. Oh, all right. So
Yes,
you were
that's a
talking
big thing.
about getting Carolina cars. You remember the blower Fox body
Yeah.
at Shadyside?
Yep.
That's him.
Yep. Yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome. Yes, there is definitely parking Friday, and I encourage it. Go ahead and get in there, get your spot. There's a bunch of us going to go out to dinner. Everybody's more than welcome to go hang out with us in the town. It's not that far from the track where we're going to go grab a bite to eat. But with it being early start time Saturday, because I want to try and get all this in one day, I mean, I'd love for you to come in and get set up Friday.
I don't think it's possible there yet to live stream.
Chris, you need to show up. You need to come and see this one. There's hardly any internet. I did get a message from the owner, and they are getting internet, but not for this weekend. They said it's like a month out. So hopefully in the fall we will be able to do
You
go
know,
live.
I'm bringing the case. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Trevor rolling around midnight.
Come on. I'll be on the property. The only bad thing is like we just said, there is no service. So getting a hold of somebody is going to be rough, but we'll have people at the gate fairly late. Like if you needed to call me if I had the gate locked or something, it's going to be tough, but you may just have to walk in the track. I'll come unlock the gate for you and come in if we have it closed. But there's going to be somebody at the gate pretty late.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a very welcoming, hospitable track, guys. No stress
Yes.
there. You'll be able to get in.
Yep.
Happy.
Plenty of parking.
Yeah. It's really not that bad, Chris, to be honest with you. The video makes it kind of look worse than what it is because it's like the hay bales are gone. I'll tell you, Chris, you've been to Farmington, no worse than Farmington. I think it's
And it's 1,320 feet now. I mean, it's plenty of shutdown. Plenty.
yeah. I mean, Chris, just be on your shoots. Like I encourage everybody. I don't care if the track's got triple the shutdown of a quarter mile or just your basic. Just hit your shoot. I mean,
I agree.
you got plenty of time to get it set straight, put back on your car, all that. I'm telling you guys, the video does the shutdown no justice. All you
Yep.
see,
It kind of goes over a
yeah,
hill.
mm-hmm.
So you don't actually see how long the shutdown actually is because it has a hump in the shutdown. So that throws it off a lot in the videos. But there's a ton. And that's another reason why I do want to, after we do tech, if you got a push car or whatever, just push down the surface and go to the big end and look at it and go back to the pits.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the simplest thing, and everybody will get a chance to see the way the shutdown is. It's plenty long, promise you.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get stopped there, there's a lot of tracks I've been. It's a lot shorter in the Carolinas. Mooresville doesn't have that much shutdown. Uh, Farmington doesn't have that much shutdown. It's like Farmington, like Happy said, it goes down a hill, and God, there's plenty of room, guys. I mean,
And
the
it's longer
bottom
than Warren
five,
Woods.
yeah,
A
the
lot of
bottom
people see Warren
5 second, high
Woods.
4 second car, just pull the chute, you're fine.
Yep. Yep. There was
So
a guy last time he went 503 at 144. That's the track record right now, and had plenty of time. I mean, I don't even think they went all the way to the extension of the shutdown.
there you go. The
That's
Canadians are
awesome,
coming.
man.
Now, Trevor,
That's awesome.
are you bringing Alex Rush? Blah blah blah. Whatever you say his last name.
That's awesome. I want to see this class grow. I'm really excited about 26s.
What's going on, John? John, we better see you Saturday.
Yep, he'll be there.
Which I'm telling you guys, if you don't make this race, you are missing one of the best no preps you will find. It couldn't be ran by better people. There's money on top. There's gonna be good money already in the, like I said, good money already in the pot. And then you get there, it's 100% of everybody's buy-ins. Plus that, it's like I said, guys, there is races that's not even putting that much money. Okay, you don't, even with buy-ins, it's probably, at some of these races, it's probably not nowhere what Happy's got on small tire to begin with.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that. Just what we add to the pots is more sometimes than what pots are total. The places that don't add any money, and that's just what we're stacking on top. So I pat myself on the back for that. I do go, I reach out and try and get sponsors, and that, I mean, they're the ones who make this happen for me. So, and we've got some good ones coming on this year with us. I'm excited. Awesome.
I don't, you're going to have to tell me exactly which car that is, Trevor, because I'm drawing blank. I've probably seen it. Hell, I was just watching the show the other night. So, was he on Detroit?
Yep.
Okay. Dude, I can't keep up with all of it. Like, normally if I'm announcing, I can ramble off and tell every aspect, everything. But just normal sitting here, I'm like, oh.
Yep. I've got two amazing announcers too. Charlie Bennett's going to be on the mic, and Cody Mike Miller. So we've got two announcers. One gets tired, we got another one. We've got a girl coming in going to sing the national anthem. That's something that I always like doing. I like somebody singing it, and we're gonna this. It's going to be a badass race.
Dude,
It really is. I'm excited. I'm glad you're coming. That's huge to me. It means a lot to me too, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, after that first one, watching the clips, I was sold. Now I know I couldn't make the second one, but I was like,
Yep.
After that, I don't care. I don't care whatever race is on. If there's 10 million to win on the East Coast, I'm going to your race.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, it's just, you can't duplicate the vibe, the race, everything about that, dude. I love it. It was just
The fans, everything.
I was that race, those races like that are what really keeps me going in this, because there for a while, man, it just got to the point of racing was so repetitive, it wasn't what I liked.
Stale.
Yeah. And coming to places like that, it just revives the want to be there. It makes the videos better for you. It makes me more into the videos, everything. It's just,
Yep.
dude,
It's gangster.
anybody that's never been to Decker Boyz, it's worth it. I mean, we'll take it this way. There's one, two, at least 5 or 6 races that are closer drives. All this should have something cool to them. No, I'm going to Kentucky. That
I appreciate it, man.
It's here. They're here. It's here.
I appreciate it. I agree. I mean, I feel like we put on a good event. I feel like the atmosphere and the location of it's what makes the best of it. Like that, just the place when you pull into this, you're going to think you're lost. And when you pull into it, it's like almost like the gates open up and it's just out in the middle of this field and it's amazing. You know, I just love the vibe from this place.
There's very few tracks that I've got that vibe from. There, Shady Side, KD.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what this was supposed to be. It's an outlaw culture.
Outlaw. Yep.
But it's in a safe place.
Yep, I agree. It's got concrete walls. The whole 660's concrete walls. It's concrete all the way out to the walls. This place is badass. These guys have put in a ton of work, ton of money. And I couldn't be, I mean, they're supportive of everything I got, you know, going on. I look forward to this every year.
Let's see, that one's for you, Happy.
I'm actually going to make a post tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too late, but I want all media to reach out to me tomorrow.
Just so y'all know, so you don't hear no lies from that Josh Robinson guy. I'm number 1. Well, buddy,
I love it.
It's been a good
I appreciate
night.
it, man.
I know I'm gonna have you back on here probably multiple times again, cause we got Slugfest coming up, and you know,
We do.
just before we cut off tonight, I didn't realize what the pots or nothing that was, and that's what I was calling you about last night, just like what night's what and all that. And then Houston's like, "Oh, it says go on the website," and I'm like, "Okay." I pull up the website. That's killer pots for that race too.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed money. I mean,
Yep.
Which, what was I saw, 5,000 each day, and then if there's 32, they're bumping it to 10.
That's crazy. It's huge.
Y'all are crazy not to get on these races. Screw these races that doesn't have money on top. These guys are putting guaranteed money up. Come on now.
I try telling them.
I had a talk with a racer, and he went to a race. He had to pay his entry fee, his entry to the class, and there's nothing on top. And I'm just sitting
and
there
probably
like,
a tech card.
I told him, I said, why don't y'all telling these promoters if they're at least gonna charge you to be in, like, if you gotta pay, if the driver's gotta pay the 100% of the purse and there's nothing on top, they should at least let the driver in for free or something.
Right.
But
yep,
guys,
I agree.
They need to get away from that mess. There is places that are guaranteeing purses. Well, we'll say that like this. I put a small asterisk, unless it's that dude that got Connor and all them. Screw that guy. That's a piece of shit move.
I hope he don't ever have another event. You know, I don't know that dude, never met him, but man, you don't do people like that, especially the racers. Anybody, you just don't do that shit, man.
And you know, I was talking to the guys down there, and I said, I feel just as bad for Crossville, because Newcomb that runs that place, he's an awesome dude, and he'll go out of his way to do anything for anybody. And that's 2 promoters that came in and shitted on a race on a track that screwed racers. And I hope they don't take it out on Crossville, because like I said,
me too.
Those people are great. I've never been So awesome. Welcome by those guys. When I went down there for a radio race, Newcomb and all those guys, they're great people. But
Yep.
we know one promoter that mess ain't coming back from nothing. But that guy that did that to everybody this weekend, dude, that's
He won't be
pay your
back.
debts. Just
Yep.
pay your debts and don't come back.
I agree. Totally agree.
But like I was going back saying, y'all know who reputable promoters are. When they say guaranteed,
Yep.
you can count on it. And
Yep.
there's a lot of these races they're putting guaranteed money up. Hey, like before my race, I showed y'all the money's there. That's no problem. We got this.
Yep.
I just need y'all to come race.
Exactly.
You're the same way. If I was racing, I would not question anything. If you said we were running for $5 or $5 million, I was like, I'm not questioning it.
Yep.
So
I thrive on that, man.
Clint, this is not a backside. It's tree side. Now
It is front side.
if you're thinking slugfest, it's 1/8 to the quarter on one day, and then front side the next day.
Yep. And that's in just a couple of weeks. Oh Clint, yeah, I've been keeping up with the videos.
Clint, you would do good at slugfest on that 1/8 to quarter deal.
Yep, guarantee it.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Sipple, he's awesome. Dude is, when you meet him in person, that dude is hardcore, going at it. I mean, awesome guy.
Yep.
So,
I'm excited for that event.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh, me too.
I'm excited for it.
If we can get Houston just on the ball, his transmission
exactly
hopefully is done. I think that car will do good on the 1/8 to quarter, and then I'll tell him, like, come on, get on the front side. You're still down here. Why not?
Exactly. Yep. I'm excited for that one.
Oh, it's going to be a great season, man.
It is.
Which I'm probably going to get you and Ryan on for Slugfest, because if it's East versus West, we got to have y'all arguing and going back and forth. So
I've already had people message me asking me what side they fall on. So yeah, it's going to be good. There's going to be some battles. I hear you, man. I got it all shined up today and cleaned up just for this. I was looking a little shaggy.
Oh hell! But happy, man. It's been a good night. I can't wait to get down there.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna roll out here Friday, probably around like 9-10 in the morning, and I'm headed straight for Litchfield, Elizabethtown.
Yep.
You know that area.
Litchfield, Kentucky. Yep.
Yes.
I'll be at the track, be waiting on you. We'll do dinner. Whoever else pulls in Friday night wants to hang out with us, go eat dinner, whatever. We're gonna chill out Friday night, get everything ready, and we're gonna be cracking first thing Saturday morning.
Awesome, guys. And like I said, appreciate everything y'all did for me down in Carolina, and this is just another way I'm repaying y'all, man. I'm bringing y'all some awesome coverage.
Thank you, man. Yep. Thank you, man. Can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be great. But awesome having you on tonight, buddy. And
thanks, man. Need anything on
food.
your way? Yep. Stay safe. Safe travels.
Give me
Need anything, holler at me.
One of them $115 steaks on Chris's tab.
I'll put that on Chris's tab.
I'll heat it back up. We'll be good.
All right, bro.
All right,
thanks,
buddy.
man. Appreciate it. Hope to see everybody this weekend too.
Hell yeah, man. Y'all take it easy.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. We are wrapping it up. Like I said, this weekend, you can't beat the racing we're about to have. I gotta move these off my head. That's why I sound so stupid. Well, it sounds like I'm enunciating like crazy. But this weekend, like I said, Cache Days of Kentucky, the most gangster race you will go to on the front side. I'm telling you. Litchfield, Kentucky, Decker Boyz Raceway, 28s, Gangster 26s, True Street, Hard Tire, BMF bikes. It is worth the price of admission and some. I'm telling you, one of the baddest races I've been to. We didn't get to finish it in top 5 race of 2022 for Sport Media. I mean, just the coverage, everything, the cars, the people. It's just a great place to be at. So, if you can make it, hell yeah, come down. If not, I plan on having the coverage video out, at least the small tires, by Sunday evening. I would go live, but like Happy said, they don't have internet yet down there. It's coming in, so Happy's already gave me the green light. Once internet's down there, Sport Media can bring the coverage in and we'll go live. So the week after that, so we're traveling hard. And I got to get some more of my event flyers up. I've just got April right now. But next week, we're doing 2 races next week. Next Thursday will be a Big Dog Shootout, the first Big Dog Shootout of the year at Piedmont Dragway. If you've never been to a Big Dog Shootout, it's the best quick 8 pro mod shootout you'll see on a Thursday night. Those guys are crazy at Piedmont. You've got pretty much pro mods getting ready to click 190, 200 miles per hour on this OG door slammer, capital of the earth, known as Piedmont Dragway. If you've never been to Piedmont Dragway on a Big Dog night, it is a vibe, I'm telling you. Craziest place to be at. And then that we're coming back home that night and then headed west to Turbo John's Backwards Brawl 2. I gotta get with John and figure out, because I think they said they're doing a front side on Friday and a backside on, and the backside's on Saturday. But if they do that, I'm gonna make sure we get coverage of both. Don't know the whole service situation down there. Like I said, I got some new stuff on my service with T-Mobile and all that, so we'll see just kind of what we can do. If worst comes to worst, I might just do something with the cell phone. Go a little cell phone media, since I did the best cell phone media, I guess, in the world this past weekend at Dig or Die. But let's see. After that, back to Wilkesboro. Get to go check out everybody down at Wilkesboro. Great family down there. Great people run the track. Full tilt, no prep. 200% payout. So, like I said, we've talked about it multiple times. Every pot is doubled. So if your class has a $5,000 pot, they're putting 5 on top, so it makes it a $10,000 pot. I mean, this is a great deal going on. Paul and the guys, you know, Chris, this is Chris's race. They're straightforward as it gets, guys. Cannot wait to get down there. Friday night's dyno night and RC racing. Saturday is the main no prep event. So make sure to get out and support them. Like I said, Wilkesboro's putting a lot of work and a lot of effort into keeping this no prep scene alive in the Carolinas. So make sure you guys are out there supporting them. After that, just got done talking to Happy about it. We're headed to Slugfest, Kentucky Dragway, Clay City, Kentucky, April 21st and 22nd. All those classes you see on the flyer are running 8th to quarter on Friday night and front side on Saturday. So 2 races in one weekend. Back of the track street style on Friday, front side on Saturday. Looking at the pots, like I said, small tire, 5,000 guaranteed both days. And if they have 32 cars on each day, so if you got 32 on Friday, the pot goes to 10. If you got 32 on Saturday, pot goes to 10. So big shout out to Kentucky Dragway for doing that, man. That's awesome, guaranteed money. That's what these guys, this is what needs to be about. You guys are looking for races that you don't have to worry about payouts and stuff at Kentucky Dragway, man. I watched them pay, God, over 20 grand last year, guaranteed at everything. So these guys are not scared to pay the money. And like I said, it's an East versus West deal. Happy's is with one team, and Ryan Mitchell out of West Virginia, not Casey Max, is head over the other team. So don't know the whole logistics and rules on all that stuff on the team. So you might want to message Kentucky Dragway or Ryan or Happy, and they can get you some more information on that. And then after that, Battle of South Mountain, no prep 2. We are headed to Pennsylvania to support my boy Ken Hensel. We're going up there to give him a hand. Drag or Die putting this event on. We'll be up there filming and hanging out. Ken has 64 locked in the small tire, and I have to see if he's got any more for big tire. It was 20-some last time I talked to him. But this is at an OG sketchy track in the back mountains of Pennsylvania. This will be the furthest north I've ever been. So, looking forward to it. Look forward to seeing the different cars and the different people up that way. I mean, just a whole different culture. I know the sweet tea probably won't be good, but at least I don't drink it no more. So, but guys, I'm stoked. We're in full tilt here in race season. It is rolling along. The coverage is going on. Thank you to everybody that's watching the videos, sharing the videos, watching the live feeds. hey, y'all keep watching it. I'm gonna keep putting the work in. So, anything y'all want to see later on, people y'all want to see on the shows, you know, like I said, I'm here on Wednesday nights. On Tuesdays, me and Houston's got Turbo Tuesday. We only had one guest last night. We're gonna try to have a couple this upcoming week, unless, like I said, hopefully gets his transmission, all that back. He'll probably need to work on Tuesday, so we'll keep y'all up to date on that. If he can get the transmission in, he needs that time. Awesome, get it in there, get it going, so we can get that thing ready for Turbo John's race next week. Cause let me tell y'all, the little Zephyr, it's about to do some work. So appreciate everybody. T-shirt shout out tonight. We'll start doing that. Kara, thank you for the awesome T-shirt. If y'all don't know the Wheel Chick, you do now. If you need wheels or anything, hit up Kara. She's got some awesome T-shirts too. So whoever shirt I got on that week, I'm gonna give a shout out. So when I'm walking around the pits, get them 4X shirts ready. You get them free shout outs and all that. So all right, guys, I'm gonna go eat dinner, get some stuff ready, and I will see y'all at Decker Boyz this weekend. Hopefully, like I said, great weekend of racing, a lot of cars, a lot of people come have fun. Come say hey, whatever, man. I'll be floating around the starting line doing all that. So, appreciate y'all watching live with the Media G.O.A.T as always. And I will see y'all either, like I said, this weekend, next Tuesday, or Wednesday.